Hello everyone, welcome to, I guess it's video number 4 of theme 3. Eventually they are taking longer than what we expected, which is not bad anyway. We are on page 87, as you remember, exercise C. Something we already know, but just going to draw our attention to difference in sentences, or it will tell us how simple words can change the meaning in a good way. For example, exercise C, page sentence number 1, page 87 reads, perhaps TV presenters have an influence on our clothes and speech. See the simple word perhaps. Let's delete it. TV presenters have an influence on our clothes and our speech. In sentence 2, TV advertisements or advertisement may or have a bad effect on children. See the word may. Read this without it's possible that. Some TV channels will introduce long adverts breaks next month. It's possible that, the sentence changes. You may be able to complain about adverts online. It's like perhaps you can. Some parents might not agree with advertisements for junk food. Some parents agree with advertisements. If we change the word might not to don't, then the meaning may, it's between being very loose to being assertive. Anyway, before we go to the second reading part, we have a vocabulary box on page 88. Starts with decline. E-zine, decline, goes down. E-zine, it's magazine, but electronic magazine. Fall, fell, fallen. Fall, fell, fallen. It's the same like decline. Peak, the top of everything. We live 80 years, for example, averagely. The peak of that can be 30, 40, 20, some people argue. Depends, physically or mentally. Promote, advertise. Reflect simply means to show. Rise, you say sunrise, rise. In the court they say all rise, stand up. Those will be those words will be used in the next text we're reading, so be careful. Self-image, what is your self-image about yourself? Self-image, impression. If you want to sell, opposite of if you want to buy. Yeah. Let's read together. I'll try to be quick. Teen magazine. In the first part of the series, we saw that publishers don't make their money from the sales of magazine in the previous text. They make it for what? Money. They make it from the sales of advertising space, area. What effect does this have, or does this fact have, on the appearance and content of teen magazines for girls? So if they want to sell us, if they want to sell me a space, how will they be able to attract the girls, especially teenagers? The teen magazine for girls is one of the most popular types in the Western world. So eventually the Western world magazine, girls magazine, is a big thing. At its peak in 1989, this type of magazine sold over 2.5 million copies a month in Britain. So every month this was constant sale. Wow. That is one for every British female teenager at the time. At the time, they mean at that time. Each girl has one copy. Sales of teen magazines have fallen, declined since then. Then means when? Means that time. Particularly in 1989. But this decline may be due to maybe because of the rise in electronic magazines. So paper magazines receded at the expense of electronic magazine. Sorry, for the favor of, or e-zines on the internet. Teenagers are probably reading as much, but with different media. So the amount of reading or reviewing magazines still the same for teenagers, but that's the fashion, the style is different. It was on paper, now it is on screens. So teen magazines and e-zine for girls are very popular. Researchers in media studies think that they are also very influential. E-zines, influential, effective. They think there is persuasion in these magazines. Persuasions make you buy something, believe something. They believe that they persuade their readers to buy certain products, live in certain way, and have certain attitudes and values. So you should, they tell you to do this, to believe in that, to behave this way. Some teen magazines reflect self-image, but some try to promote a particular kind of self-image, to promote, to advertise. You can do some research yourself, buy a teen magazine and flip through it. Flip. This is, if you can hear that. Go through pages. Flip. Does the magazine reflect your experience of being teenager, or does it try to persuade you to do or to be a certain kind of person? So if you go to the magazine, think, does it want you or to do something, or it's just saying, wallah, you are this person, like you are teenagers, you do this by nature. Is it trying to brainwash you? It may be saying teenagers like these things, teenagers behave this way, teenagers have these opinions and values, but perhaps it's actually saying teenagers should like this things, should behave this way, or should have these values. Do you remember in 4 pages back, I told you please think about what the TV have influence on us? I told you please don't say TV is bad, say I believe that TV is bad. This is also the same way of the magazines. The magazines don't tell you do this. They tell you Cristiano Ronaldo's son does this, Messi does that. So we start to think, if I am a football player, I will think I am a football player too. I should do like Messi does. I should tattoo myself all over the place, or I should grow my beard in the same way. It says, it makes you think in the background of your head. Why do magazines try to persuade teenagers, girls, to have certain values and particular lifestyle? Simply because they want to sell advertised space to companies with certain products. So the aim is very clear. Let's answer the questions. How many copies did Teen Magazine sell in 1982? That is exercise B. How many female teenagers? 2.5. What has happened in the sales? Why have the sales of teen magazines changed? How influential, how effective are teen magazines? Very, very. What do teen magazines try to? It's in the very last line. Now we come to a question that is very, let's say, is very light according to what we have been taking. It's 2 pages back, 83. I will read the words for you. Please hold your pen and try to finish the word without looking at the screen, and then challenge yourself. Attitude, audience, broadcast, distribute, impression, message, portray, privacy, stereotype, transmission. Did you guess it well? I hope so. On the back to the same page, 91. Oh, sorry, 1 page ahead of where we were. We have the same vocab box. Appendix, choose, conduct. Simply means do. Convert, change something into something. Design, flow chart. This is a flow chart. Habit, investigate. Participant. Now, if you are taking part, if you are trying to be engaged or to engage yourself, you are a participant. Pie chart. This is the kind of chart. Primary research, first research. Investigate. Sorry, I missed the word investigate. That's back to it. Do like search something by details for evidence, for any kind of proof. Raw data. Raw means uncooked. Like if you eat kibbeh, neye, you know, like in the Middle East, this is very popular. It's called raw. It has burger wheat with raw meat. What raw has to do with data? Data before being processed. Now we conducted a survey. Before we analyze it, before we do anything to it, we collect it. This we have now a raw data or raw data. Kuwait, we export here in Kuwait raw oil. We say raw like kham. Now we go back to the word questionnaire. What is the difference between questionnaire and survey? Survey was to, like appeared with us in the previous video. I said like scanning something. Like survey is evaluating experience or a group of people. Evaluation, by a group of people. While the questionnaire, it's a set of questions I distribute to people, or they call it usually sample survey or sample study sample. That is, you should really know the difference because later on in your study stages you will be asked to do these kind of things. Go ahead with 1 page 92. We have the word analyze. If you collect the data and study it, this is analyze. Findings is very important. You search and find. For majority or majority. Majority is of this picture, the picture here, the majority of people are wearing red or are in red. The majority. The minority is yellow. Method simply means way. Participant. See, those are like how many participants do we have here? Those are called also audience. Remember the word rise, rose, risen. Rise, rose. We said in the court they say or rise. Stay the same, take part in. Stay the same, remain unchanged. Participate, take part in. You are now taking part in. Usage is the noun of the verb use. Any question about any of those? The amount of vocab is actually quite big in this theme, but the good news, they are all used. On page 96 now, and on page 94. We start with 94, of course. Access. Do you have access to your father's money? Do you have access to your bank account? Exactly. It's exactly. If you borrow money 5 KD, you should give the person 5 KD exactly. You should give back the same amount of exactly. Just over, just over, and just under. You know, instead of saying, well, a 91, 91, 91, you just say just over 90. Instead of saying 17, you just say just under 20. Those are English friendly phrases, especially for those who are studying business. Nearly, almost, approximately, none equals 0, over than, in the quiz actually, over than 33 students. Yeah, I guess this would be almost our last vocab box for the theme. Category, type, display, show, reflect. Percentage, you all know this word. It's actually from percentage. Cent is actually French for 100. Per is also French derived preposition or used. Record or record, it's a verb, so it's here, it's record. If it is if it has the meaning of register, it can be record. Response, it's like reaction. Tally chart is this kind of chart. You have pie chart, flow chart, and this very primitive kind of chart. Any question? Let's move to the last, not the last page actually, the last exercise in the previous page. On page 95, we have word few, which is opposite of many. We have the word majority, opposite of minority. We have the word a, or the letter a, it counts as a word actually. We have over, just we have gone through this one. We have those words, we should use them in the exercise number G, or in exercise number G. Let's take few minutes, 2-3 minutes. Remember, sometimes after A you need a singular. After one you may not need a third, you need like amount. After the word majority you need the word of. That doesn't apply to few. Can be, you say, few friends came to my wedding. Yeah, go ahead. Any question, please ask. After allowing each other some time for this, or let's say few minutes, we came to the answers that are appearing on your screen. Questions? Now I have to go to the very last page. We have two exercises sorry, it's to the very last exercise, but it's not in the very last page. It's on page 92. What we are requested to do, we are requested to make a question, to make 6 questions in the blue part, and then we want to go to exercise C, which is saying true or false. So basically this is a questionnaire. Here it's a questionnaire in the blue part. We have, as you can see, questionnaire is list of questions written and you give it to your participant studies sample. We need to form the question. The answers are here. The verb is use television. We have a main verb, right? We don't have any auxiliary, so we use do, does, did. Question number 2 is, what do you mainly use television for? Kind of grammar plus logic. Actually, please take this exercise seriously because it teaches you how to form your questions. Mainly with watch television. The answers: in my bedroom, in my living room, at friend's house. So the WH is where. No auxiliary. Where do. Usually, where do you? You are addressing someone. 4. While you are watching television, nothing. Listen to music. So the answer is verb. The question has to have do. What do you? And then do. 5. Mainly watch television with my family. So the WH is who. WHO. Guys, we can use who with do you mainly watch television, or who do you mainly watch television with. Either ways. Last one needs extra attention. Why? I will show you the answer. The answer is it has risen, it has stayed. So we have has in the answer. The W is what? But we should use the auxiliary has. Any question? Sorry, I pressed this by mistake. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we should answer true or false. 2, all of the questions have 4 categories. Agree? False, because 6 has 3. 3, 20 participants took part in this survey. It's a true. How do I know? See, count here: 5, 3, 2, 10, 12, 3, 1, 4. This is all 20. So this was distributed to 20 participants. 4, 12 participants use television for entertainment. Let's see. What do you usually mainly use television for? Entertainment. 12. Correct. Simple task, right? The majority of participants mainly watch television in their bedroom. Where do you? In bedroom. 13. 3, 4. The majority is 13, the biggest number. This is the majority. Guys, television usage has stayed the same. Stayed the same, didn't change in the last year for most participants. See? Most of the participants, 18. That is the answer. It stayed the same. That means true. Any questions so far? Before you go, remember, when you have a questionnaire later on, guys, you will be doing your MA. Inshallah, you will be working on a topic among your employees in a big company where you need to ask people questions. You are designing a survey. You first select your research topic.